the gift of potential. But you see, potential does not bring money. Potential does not bring success. Potential does not bring CCs. Potential does not bring, you know, what we want. Potential just doesn't do anything until we are able to unlock it and do something out of that. Okay, so you need to have the potential, but you also need to be able to work out your potential. And so the mission is to help you to be able to activate the beast within you. Does it sound amazing? Can you write amazing if it sounds amazing? And I'm going to be the host tonight, and I'm going to be hosting an amazing, powerful leader. But who am I personally? For the people that have never had an opportunity to be coached by me, or to see me, or to hear me from anywhere. But remember, this is a forever living business, forever living training already. So I understand that most of you will be understanding these levels. So I am a Sapphire manager, about 2 managers to go to Diamond Sapphire, and looking forward into closing that at least by October. And then in the market, in the incentives, I am an ego manager, soaring ego manager, 2 years in a row with 4 ego manager legs, which I think is amazing. That is leadership, and I'm happy and so very privileged to be working with amazing leaders in our community. I am a Forever to Drive qualifier in 2 different countries. I love saying that because it's also amazing to be a Forever to Drive qualifier in 2 different countries. So I'm a Forever to Drive qualifier in South Africa, level 3, and in Tanzania, level 1. I am a Forever VIP 5,000 case credits global rally qualifier. That is of last year, and that is something that you need to requalify year after year after. And the chairman's bonus qualifier level 1+1. And I'm a level up qualifier. That is, you know, when you do 2,500 case credits forever, gets to, you know, to take you to Dominican Republic, get to see the aloe plantations, which is an absolute honor for me. And we've been able to do that twice, this year and last year as well. So for me, honestly, my journey of being the Vero that I am right now, that I'm happy about, is, you know, started a few years back. Of course, I started forever, over 15 years back. But, you know, my business was really on the low. Like literally on the low. I moved to a whole new country, which is South Africa right now. And we've been able to use now Zoom, use social media effectively, because we had no option. And so if there's one thing I'm going to tell you right now is that, I don't know where you are right now, but what I know is that the minute you feel like, you know what, I'm at my rock bottom, is because you can't go any lower from the rock bottom. And so because that is the case, then the only way is going up. And I decided to go up. So please, can you say I am going up in the charts? Because how low can you go? And we have got few months to close this year. You have to make a decision to awaken the beast within you for you to be going up in your business. And I will tell you, that app has no limits. It has no limit. It was my first time to qualify as a 5K qualifier. And I'll tell you guys, it feels amazing to be able to set a goal for yourself and be able to achieve them. So yes, going up. You know, going up, these recognitions are actually for you to take. This is the owner of the company, and this is the president of the company. You know, being recognized in front of over 5,000 people, but it was not my first global stage. But when I joined the business, for the guest now, when I joined Forever, I never knew that there's a day that I'll be recognized globally. You know, we're building a massive team. My team is in over 14 countries. So you are sitting there, you're wondering like, hey, this lady talks a lot. I understand. But I wasn't like this, you know, we learned. But what I'm saying is that you will be looking at things, you'll be hearing things tonight. You'll be like, will that be me? I will tell you guys, absolutely, that will be you. And tonight we'll be trained by this amazing woman. This woman, I'll introduce you to her very soon. But we will have a lineup of other leaders, which already had Tia Andreas, and we already had Pauline Kairuki. We will, after Thobeka, we're going to have Enos Salema. And after that, we're going to have Mai. I mean, I'm not going to talk about them right now, but I'll tell you guys, these are world-class leaders. Now, for the people that are new or people that are guests in this meeting, I will tell you, when you decided to join this meeting, probably you don't even understand what Forever Living, but what Forever Living is. But I will tell you, it is one of the best communities to be in. And I love our community, and whoever that invited you in this link, I need you to tell them thank you, because they're introducing you to people that we know what we want. We have a mission in this life. We have a vision in this life. We want the best, not just for ourselves. We want the best for everybody. We want to make an impact to each other. And I will tell you, that's a very good way to live. So if you're a guest, can you again write number 1 in the chat? If you're a guest tonight, can you write number 1 in the chat? We want to see that you're going to be part of our community, because you need this community for you to become the best version of yourself. You are gonna be in a community that we talk wellness. We're gonna talk about health, not tonight, but you will get to be talking about health as many times as possible. And I will tell you, the thing that you're gonna talk about more is the thing that is gonna be on your subconscious mind. You're gonna be making best decisions, or rather a lot more health decisions than the one that you're making now. And you need health for your own survival and the survival of your kids and the survival for your families. So you're going to be introduced to a business that we're going to be talking health, but you can be able to actually improve your finances by helping people become healthier. How beautiful is that? Having a business where you are making people feel good and look better, on their health as you're making money. I think that's beautiful. That's beautiful. And that is why someone has sent you a link tonight for you to be able to join this meeting. Now, for the people that are already forever business owners, what we are doing right now is that we want to review together. So because beginning of this year, we planned our goals, we planned our business, we thought of what we wanted. But right now we are in August already. And that is why I thought, actually I thought about the beast mode before we started August. We've already done 2 sessions before. We had an absolute amazing training from Tia Andres, whom it took her 8 months only to become a Kaplan qualifier. Within a year, she became an Ego manager. She shared with us how she did it, and it was amazing. And the next session we had, it was with Pauline Kairuki from Tanzania. She's our top retailer in the team. But she also collaborated that training with a lady called Halima, who is a supervisor, head manager. And this month alone, or rather last month alone, between last month and this month, within a month, she has been able, up until now, she's been able to sell over 70 Aptixes and almost 30 Forever Kids and other products because of the product campaign. So we've had those trainings. And the idea is to be able to tell us how we can do, but also how we can review our business. I think that sounds amazing, is it? Can you write number 100? Can you write 100 if that sounds amazing? Because I understand that the goal is to become supervisors, but the goal is not just to become a supervisor for you. The goal is for you to become a supervisor. And the goal for the guests, don't worry about it, but the goal is to be able to raise as many supervisors in our teams. Why? Because we don't want people to end up being supervisors, because you can simply buy yourself to supervisor. The more supervisors we develop, the more we can be able to become and create managers. So if you're not a manager in this session tonight, can you write, I am a manager in which month? Can you write, I'm a manager in a certain month? And that is why we are having these sessions tonight. To make sure that if you planned to become a manager at the beginning of this year, and you have already closed 8 or rather 7 months, and I have right now, sorry. Okay, sorry. I'm lost. Someone was trying to log in by doing what? Can you guys hear me still? Okay. Can you guys hear me still? Yes? Okay, perfect. So if you plan to become a manager at the beginning of the year, and it's already 7 months past, we want you to still commit into becoming a manager. It took me 4 months to become a manager. Tobeka is going to tell you how many months you became a manager, because you might not be able to relate on how to become a double diamond manager, but she has opened the door for us. You understand? But I will tell you guys, you definitely can be able to do it. But one way is to make sure that we are creating as many supervisors as possible. We are putting a lot of work in the next 6 months. And I know 6 months is between now and February, and January next year. But the idea of these meetings is to be able to put absolutely everything to make that we're closing the year on a high note, and we're starting 2027 on a high note. And Eric was said, what are you willing to give up in order to get what you want? So ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome this amazing, amazing coach tonight. And when she said yes, let me tell you, I've been working with Tobeka for some time. She is my role model in this business. She's one lady that I've been admiring, I've been admiring a lot in the business. And she has been on a very high, and she has gone and she has actually seen the law of this business. Okay? Are you trying to say me? No, I can't, because I need to. No, wait. Don't wait, just a moment. Okay, so to prompt for the link capacity. Oh, okay. 1 minute, let me just. Okay, so sorry about that. We're trying to extend this meeting to YouTube because you're already almost 500 people. So she has seen the highest and she also has seen her lows in the business. She understands you, you know, but currently, guys, she is number 4 in the whole of Southern Africa. This lady has opened the door, you know, in Southern Africa to become the first double diamond manager. That is 50 frontline managers. That's insane. She's, of course, a GLT. You know, GLT is a global leadership team. There are these people that they're in the WhatsApp group and they've got personal number of the president. But look at this, guys. I think she's the only one that she has in this world, because this chain was bought by Rex himself. And I was there when she was being, you know, honored with this chain, all gold, all diamonds. Like, it was just an absolute amazing moment for me to be able to celebrate Thobeka alongside, you know, over 2,000 people in Southern Africa, because she's inspiring so many people. But she has been recognized in the Forever page by the Forever World. And look at this video, guys, as you're saying, you know, as you're welcoming our guest trainer tonight. Please put your hands together as much as you can for Thobeka Mabanga.
Our last one today, and it's a big one. Double diamond manager. Let's make some noise, because Thobeka Mabanga has just made forever living history as the first South African ever to achieve double diamond manager. 13 years of relentless belief, sacrifice, and leadership have led to this moment. When building her business, Thobeka comes armed with a powerhouse lineup: aloe vera gel, Arctic Sea, aloe peaches, berry nectar, multi-maca, and Vitalize for women. She knows what works and she shares it with conviction. This is bigger than a rank. This is the door being kicked open for every single person in South Africa watching her right now. Congratulations, GLT member and double diamond manager, Thobeka Mabanga.
Are you guys excited to get to learn from the only double diamond manager inside it? Thobeka, I'm so very excited to have you tonight. And when I asked you, you did not even hesitate. You didn't even tell me, like, you know what, let me look at my timetable, you know, and all that. You were like, you know what, right away, let's do it. And I love that about you, the fact that you love serving people. And obviously, that's why you're being blessed, you know, by what you have and what you've been able to achieve. And tonight, we are very delighted to have you. Over 500 people. And we are looking forward to be inspired, to be challenged by you, and to learn a lot from you. Thank you, Thobeka. You are co-host. You can be able to unmute yourself, leader.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Guys, thank you so much for having me. Thank you so much for such a warm welcome, V. Gosh, you always, I don't know, every time
we love you.
I want to hide, you know. But thank you so much. You're very sweet. And please allow me not to show my video for the sake of the connection. And I just want to quickly share my screen. Am I allowed to share? Okay.
Yes, please. Yeah.
Okay, let me just... I hope I'll add value to tonight's session. I actually cannot wait to learn from you guys. I'm more excited, you know, to learn from the speakers that are with us tonight, especially Enos, and he knows it.
Oh, my leader, it's one training per week. So tonight is you. And then
wow.
Yes. And then on Friday, we're going to have Enos. This week, and then on Monday, on the 20, when is it? I think on the 28th. No, on the 24th, we're gonna have Mai from Japan. So it's a series so that people can be able to, you know, go and work on what you're gonna share with us, and then, you know, get and grasp again from another leader. But it's the same link. Yeah.
Okay, great. No, I'll make sure that I join all of them. Okay. Anyway. Thank you so much for the warm welcome to everybody, to our guests. Guys, you are the most important people for us tonight. So thank you for taking your time in your busy evenings and joining this session. I know you guys don't even know what we're going to be talking about, but you are here. So thank you for joining us. To all the amazing Forever Business owners, thank you so much, guys, for the love. Thank you for the warm welcome. And I cannot wait to share my nuggets with you. Hopefully, this will bring a difference in your businesses and in a way that you're going to close your 2026. V asked me to be as raw as possible, as authentic as possible, and just share my story with you. So I'm not here to sell you dreams. I'm not here to excite you. I'm not here to share my achievements. I'm here to talk to you about the amazing business that we are all part of. And I'm here to share, the real business behind the yellow bottle of Forever Living products, because what we usually see on social media is people selling products. We see people selling alu, we see people selling tooth gels, we see people selling C9, but we don't really know what is behind that amazing yellow bottle. So I'm going to give you my story of 13 years being on a journey with Forever Living products. And the roller coaster ride that I've hopped on and enjoyed, and how much of it has taught me to be the person that I am today. And tonight I'm going to share myself with you, and hopefully this will help someone to run a successful, solid foundation business just like I am. And my name is Thobeka, and I am a very excited Forever business owner. All the way from South Africa. I saw we've got people from different countries, and I'm excited, guys. Thank you so much for joining. I feel like I'm on an international stage right now. I am, I've been in the business for the past 13 years, going for my 14 years now. So it's way over a decade. Started this business while I was working as a hotelier at one of the resorts in Johannesburg. And when I was introduced to Forever, I had just been promoted to run my own department as a department manager, which was exciting. When I started my job, I've never really told the story. When I started working, my first job at Empress Palace, I was a travel desk consultant. And when I was a travel desk consultant, I was there on contract. So I was not permanent. And my desk was positioned in a 5-star hotel, and the general manager of the resorts, I don't know, he just liked me. His name was Mr. Wayne Hill. He loved the way I showed up. He loved my work ethic. He loved the way I looked. He loved the way I took care of the because I was working with international corporate guests mostly, because of where the resort is positioned, and all the companies that they deal with usually bring their guests, especially companies that are dealing with airplanes from the airports, and so many companies were booking their corporate clients at our hotels. I was running 4 hotels as a travel desk consultant, and I was promoted. I wasn't promoted. I was actually given a position, a permanent position, by the general manager of Empress Palace for the hotel side, and he just gave it to me. I was never interviewed for it. He just liked it, and he told me, I've got a position for you, because someone had resigned, and just like that, I got the job, and I was promoted, hired permanently as a guest relations officer again. I was looking after the 4 hotels within the resort, and then I worked there for a couple of years, I think 2 years. And they decided to create a department that didn't exist for me, and where I was, looking after only the VIPs of the corporate clients that are coming from from overseas, because of the way, I was doing my job and the compliments I was getting from the clients that were staying with us. They decided to create a whole floor for me that I would take care of. And just as I was promoted to run that whole floor, they even changed the uniform for me. I was the only one who had that uniform, the whole of Empress Palace. So being the first and the only double diamond in the SADC region, it's just a continuation of what God has really brought or placed in my life. Because when I was promoted, the department was created. It was not there. They had to build it. They had to sit down, come up with it. They had to bring construction and it was created for me. And, you know, I started running the department. A couple of months into that, I met an amazing lady on social media. I was excited about my job, but the excitement was not what I needed. I needed the money. You know, as much as I was getting promoted, yes, money was being increased, but it was still not enough, you know. Just as I was promoted, a couple of months into the position, met a lady on social media, and she came into my inbox and she started, you know, sharing, you know, a business opportunity. Okay, I'm not going to go deep into the story, but eventually she came to my workplace and she shared the business opportunity with me. And at first, it was not something that I was really looking for. I mean, I'm still excited. I've just been promoted. Yes, I didn't have enough money, but I was still enjoying looking gorgeous in my uniform. You know, I felt like I was a flight attendant. And the fact that I was the only one wearing it, it felt even more good for me. So, and she came twice. You know, the third time around, she referred her uplines to come and speak to me. And for me right now, if I expose you to this business opportunity, because I know forever can transform your life, I don't, you know, run after you. I share the opportunity, I share it, I share the possibilities, I share my story, because I am a living testimony in front of you that you can touch and speak to. And if you know, if you don't see this, I don't have the patience of running after you and say, hey, remember, are you going to join? I don't have the patience, but she had the patience to do that with me before she could even see how big this company is, you know? So when Gabi brought the business opportunity to me, she was still fairly new in the business, almost celebrating 1 year in the business. And she didn't have much information, you know. So when she presented to me for the first time, all I could hear was how excited she was, how much money we're going to make. You know, I'm going to buy a house, I'm going to buy a car. And she showed me people that were making money at the time. We still had a hard copy presentation. So she had that booklet to come and show you pictures of people carrying big checks and whatnot. But that still didn't move me, because I was like, okay, how much of this oil do you have to sell to make this much money? You know, it's not that I rejected her, because I allowed her to continue coming back to me. And I also allowed her to send her uplines to come and share the business opportunity. Now, I'll tell you what the uplines did differently from her. The uplines did not sell me the excitement. They didn't sell me a dream like she did. I think for her, I really liked her aura. I liked her character. I just loved her excitement. So she really sold the excitement to me, and I bought into the excitement, but I still wanted to know, what is this business about? So they came and they brought a laptop. The difference between her and them was that they took the one-on-one business presentation seriously. You know, it was not just about, yeah, if you join, you're going to do this, you're going to do that. They were here to share the business model with me. And we sat down, they started showing me how the business works. You know, they opened a marketing plan. The marketing plan of Forever, guys, it's not something that you'll understand on day one, not even on day two, not even on day three. It took me months to understand what I was doing. You know, I was just doing what I was told. So they sat down with me. They started pointing on percentages. If you join and then you start moving up, this is the percentage. I was so confused. But because I know with us guys, no offense, but with us Black people, we kind of trust each other that much, but we trust the different races. And I think because they were white, it was so easy for me to say yes, because I believe this is a legit opportunity. If there's a white person, then this opportunity is legit. I didn't even have to know what they were saying, because I was so lost, but I still said yes. And I always thank the lady for bringing that couple, because did not, I was not going to join Forever. So God directed and ordered her steps when it comes to me. She really gave the ideas on how to lock me in, you know, and that's how I got started. I joined in 2013 February, and later of doing Forever, was it 5 months later in October actually, my income for September was yeah, I don't remember the month correctly, but I know that my fifth, if not my sixth income was a multiple 5-figure income. And that's when I made a decision like, what? I've been doing this business for a couple of months. And because my first bonus was 108 Rand. And with that 108 Rand, I was excited because for me, it was proof that so there is money in this business if you're working. You know, all I needed to do was work more, work a bit harder so that I could make a bit more as well. So the income that I had earned at that time made me believe even more. And it got me excited that, okay, so if I put more effort, I'm going to make more money, And I think for me as well, I had no one to compare myself to at the time because my mentor was still fairly new. No one was earning big monies when I started Forever. She was still earning, small monies as well. So I had no one to compete with because I think people that are joining our company this day and age, they come in and they see people that are winning, people that are making money, and they want to compare themselves with people's chapter 50 and forget that they're still on chapter 0. So I was not on, I had no one to compete with because no one was winning, at the time when I joined Forever, that I knew rather. So that 108 Rand was a lot for me. And then my second income grew, it went up to 2,100. I'm like, wow, okay. So this is extra cash. And mind you, at work, I'm earning just above 10,000 Rand a month. And month 3, doing what I was told to do, because I didn't know what I was doing, to be honest. I was just being coachable and I did everything my mentor told me. My mentor was a couple of months older than me, but the way I respected her in the business, I think this is why I became the person that I am today, because I honored the person who gave me this amazing business opportunity. I respected her even when I didn't know her that much, because I believe that she knew more than I did. And whatever that she was telling me, because my success was, automatically was going to be her success. So she wanted me to win. She wanted the best for me because she knew if I am winning, she's also going to win. So she had my best interest at heart and I knew it. So month 2, it was 2,100. Month 3, this is over and above profit. I'm also selling product, but I'm earning an income on the 15th, right? And what excited me again is the fact that the income that I get on the 15th comes with, I don't know, for you to understand it better, I'll call it a pay slip, but it's not a pay slip. It's called a performance bonus recap. I like the fact that we're getting bonus recaps. It was explained that with those bonus recaps, you can actually buy a house, you can accumulate assets. It worked like a pay slip from your employer, And I think for me, working harder, I didn't realize that I was actually growing my bonus recap as I was pushing harder, because for me to qualify for the car, because I bought my car in 5 months after joining Forever, I qualified for a car using the Forever bonus recap and my employer's bonus recap. I didn't realize that I was actually, increasing my net worth while I was doing that, which is what I always tell people this today, that if you join Forever and you don't have anything that you're doing currently, use Forever as your step ladder, use Forever as your vehicle to accumulate assets, to buy that first home for your kids, to buy that first car, because some people might, they might not have jobs currently. Some might have jobs, but they can't afford to buy their dream car, their dream houses. Some are running traditional businesses, but maybe they don't have the paperwork that the banks usually need when you want to buy assets, like the proof of income and Forever can give you that, whatever that you're doing right now, whether you are working or not, whether you have a business that is giving you money or not, Forever can give you, what's the English word? Forever can give you, I don't want to say an opportunity, but it can give you, okay, let's pass. I'll come back to it because I'm trying to look for this English word and it's slipping off my mind. So I got excited that we're getting bonus recaps, and my third income was 5,200 Rand, and my fourth income was 7,600 Rand. My fifth income was 22,000, and that's the month I decided that I'm going to buy a car, and I bought a car without having a license. In Johannesburg, things do happen. I got to buy my first car without a driver's license. Yes, I did. And I think that's when a lot of people started raising their eyebrows thinking, which type of Forever did she join? You know, which kind? Because we know Forever, we know people that are doing Forever, but we've never seen anyone buying a car, you know? And as much as it was not intentional for me, to buy a car because I wanted people to join me, but it happened. I think when when God has placed you in a place, guys, there's nothing anyone or even yourself can do, to go against that. Because the way I joined Forever, I didn't think I would ever do something of this nature, in my life ever. And after I joined Forever, I didn't even believe that I've taken it this seriously, because I didn't think I would ever do something like this. So everything was just flowing. As much as there were naysayers, people saying negative things, people trying to discourage me, people not joining me, not buying from me, I was still very stubborn about this business. I was still very stubborn about Forever. I don't know why. So sometimes when God places you, because when somebody brings this opportunity to you, most of the time it's God. Trust me, guys, the person that has invited you tonight, God told them to speak to you, and God told you to say yes. I believe in that so much, because this is a godly business. And when I earned my 22,000, got my first car, I didn't know this was going to be my recruiting machine. And it did recruit for me a lot. And that's how my business started growing like crazy. And I always say I grew my business on hype, because I can't tell you how I got to where I was before I could even resign. I can't tell you how I achieved my first 13 check. I can't tell you how I qualified for my first international trip. I found myself there because I was doing what I was told to do. Yes, Gabby would tell me, do this, do that, but I never gave myself enough time to learn what I was doing. I was just excited because I was making money and things were happening. So in because I joined 2013, 2013 February, and then in 2014 April, got a call. No, in January actually. No, yes, in April. Was it April? Yes, end of April. I get a call from my head office, congratulating me that I've qualified to go to California. In where's California again? In Lake Tahoe in California. Yes. I was so excited, like, wow, okay. Then we went to California in September. How? A couple of months after that, again, the following year, 2015, April, I get another call. I actually got another call in January, because when I qualified for California, I had worked from February to April the following year, and I closed my first Eagle qualification. Don't know how I did that, but I did. And as I was excited about going to California, going in September, blah, blah, I didn't know that I was working towards my first 13 check. I didn't know that I was working for Global Rally. End of December, apparently I closed Global Rally. I closed my first Chairman's Bonus check +1. I've never been on level 1 only. I closed my first Chairman's Bonus on level 1 +1. And I was almost on 2,000. 2,500. I was on 2,500 cc's if I'm not mistaken, or just on 2,500, because I had over 2,000 cc's on my first 13 check. And got a call in January 2015. Another congratulations from Eve and Rick, our all country managers. Congratulations, Thobeka, you're going to Singapore and you're going to receive your first 13 check. I'm like, what? 6 months later, I'm going again. And of course, this started, creating problems for me at work, especially having to travel. And so at some point, I had to kill a lot of people in my family. There was always someone who's dying. Even those who were alive were dead, because the only thing they took seriously, and they didn't even allow you to bury everyone in your family, which is one of the things that I hated about my job, because they controlled your life. Not just your time, your life, because they will tell you when you sign the contract, these are the people that you're going to bury and these are the people you cannot bury, unfortunately. I had to kill so many people in my family. The ones that I was allowed to bury, they were all dead, but they were alive, God forbid. And it got to a point where I can't kill anyone anymore. If I had to kill anyone, it had to be me or my mom or anyone close to me. That's when I made a decision to resign. to resign. So I went to Singapore. Also, again, when you build a business and you're building it seriously, you don't have a free weekend. You know, me working in operations, because I was working for operations, it's operational. Our hours are very operational. There's no 8 to 5. We're not that lucky. I was working shifts. And there were weekends where I had to, you know, be off work voluntarily and be off work and be absent. And that's when I would kill people a lot. And, excuse me, the following year, I went to Singapore. After I was celebrated April, traveled to Singapore. I received my first 13 check. My first 13 check was $10,340. And on the exchange rate at that time, it was 129,000 rand. I'm like, what? So much money. I've never seen so much money in my account, ever. Look, it was like I won, you know, a lot. And that's when I first met Enos, Veronica's sponsor, and his wife. I met Ines and Elise in Singapore. Elise was, if I remember correctly, Elizabeth was wearing a burgundy dress. She must correct me if I'm wrong. If I remember correctly, because I can never forget that moment, the way they made me feel, seeing a black couple winning that much, you know, on international stages, doing the very same business that I'm doing. She was wearing a burgundy dress, if I'm not mistaken. If not, then it's navy. And they were given, on that global rally, they were also gifted with, I think it was a Tumi bag or a Tule bag as a gift on stage by Rex. And they received one of their biggest checks as well. Millions. You know, I'm talking about serious millions in 2015. I was like, what? And when they were walking past me, I felt like I will touch these people. But, you know, everybody wanted a piece of them, and I was afraid of them. And I started, you know, worming my way into it was the easiest to get along with, because he's just a people's person. But I had so much respect for Elise. You know, I started admiring this couple. And when I went back home, before we could go back, it was announced that the rally, the following rally after the one we had in Singapore, was coming to South Africa. I was so excited that I'm going to see this couple again. And again, I saw them. They came to Johannesburg. I don't remember seeing them personally, but they were there. And again, they got their check in 2016, and I received my second 13 check in 2016. The rally was in South Africa at that time in Sandton. And the whole Forever was here in South Africa. And they really did great with the economy at that time as well. I received my second 13 check, which was 224,000. So the previous year in 2015, I had received 129,000. I continued working. Still, I didn't understand that much of what I was doing. Started learning how to qualify for the check, because I had already qualified, but I didn't know how I made 129,000. Okay, before we get to that, in April of 2015, I decided to retire from the rat race. I decided to stop working completely, not resign, but retire. And I made the decision, but my family was not for the decision. I had to force my way into the decision to a point where they eventually said, just do whatever you want. And when they said, do whatever you want, I was like, that's what I wanted to hear. My letter was ready for resignation. Gave my resignation letter in July. Was it in June or July? I think I gave it in June, but I gave my resignation letter in June, and I served until end of July 2015. From the 1st of August 2015, I was doing Forever full time, and it was my birthday month. And that's when I hit my first 6-figure income. It was 101,000 on the 15th of August. Already when I resigned, Forever was paying me over 86,000 rands, you know. And I just came back with 129,000. I'm already rich, guys. I'm richer than my employer. I'm like, what? I cannot go to work with so much money. So I decided to stop working. And that was the best decision I've ever made, not just for myself, not just for my family, but for the people that started believing even more because they saw me doing it, you know? So I stopped working 2015, July. Started going crazy from the 1st of August. When I resigned, because I know a lot of people they love the idea of resigning, but they don't really know the hard work that needs to go in after. You can't just resign because people are resigning. You can't just resign because you're tired. You know, you need that money. When I resigned, I had made a decision. I had to talk to myself. I cannot leave a permanent job. I had everything in that job, guys. Even though I wasn't earning you know, a good income that could give me everything I wanted, but I had security. You know, my you know, my kids, or I had 2 kids at the time. They were okay. You know, at that time they had, you know, benefits at work, blah blah blah. If I die, they'll get money and all of that. Guess how much I got when I retired? 127,000. And I used to ask myself, if that was the day I died, I had worked for the company for 7 years, and my pension was 127,000 after tax. And I was asking myself, what if this was the day I died? So I was going to leave my kids with 127,000. How far was this money going to take them? Guys, if you ever, you know, call network marketing or forever living a scam, trust me, a scam is your job right now. I'm sorry to say this, but I've been there. I know it. I've seen it. I've experienced it. And I'm so disappointed, you know, in, you know, the way the system works. Because what do you mean my kids were going to get 127,000? How far was that going to take them? If I died in 2015, end of July, and that was my last day on earth, a couple of months later, my kids were going to cash out 127,000. It's 2026. Where would they be with that 127,000, guys? There were debts that needed to be paid with that 127,000. Because I was trying to fit in. I had credit cards. I had accounts that I was not paying. I was drowning in debts. So that money was going to have to pay my debts first before I could take care of my kids. That really broke me, thinking, what if, just what if I was dying that day? My kids, I don't know what would be happening with my kids right now. Anyway, got my 127,000. Gabi said, it was part of the decision of resigning. She said, with that money, pay all your debts so that when you continue working, you don't have debts that are following you. And luckily, I didn't have a house. I didn't have a car, you know, that I owed, you know, at that time that I needed to pay off, because my Audi was a second used car, and I paid it off very quickly. And when I took my money, you know, paid the debts, the 1st of August, I started working full time. Okay, I didn't get the money immediately, but obviously when it got paid out, it was less than the money I was getting on a monthly basis, guys. The money that I received for my pension over 7 years of working for an employer, giving myself, my soul, my everything into my employer, being the top performer, being recognized all the time when it's employees awards, being recommended by the guests, and I still came out with 127,000 rand 7 years later. I was already earning way more than that when that money was paid out, because when I retired in August, already my income went to 6-figure. So months later, they paid me the pension, and already I was ranging 150, 160, 170,000 by that time. So, you know, the reason why I'm telling you this story is so that you can sit and just really think that why am I still closed in this box? Because we're lazy to think out of the box. You know, we believe that because we went to school, we are, you know, highly qualified, and these are the systems that we were plugged in growing up, you know, from our communities. You know, in our community, when you have multiple qualifications, you are the best thing ever in the area, you know, and everybody must bow to you because you are all that. And this is what they are planting in our heads, that if you are that, you are all that. And we believe we are all that. And we look at opportunities like forever as if there are opportunities for poor people, opportunities that didn't go to school. It's an opportunity for someone who's bored at home. You know, we look at such an opportunity as something that is not for us because we are too educated for this, you know. And I'm very grateful for those that were privileged enough, you know, to get the education and their families could afford, and they still saw forever. They used that to see forever. I'm really grateful for those ones, and I'm happy for them because they saw the real thing, you know. So when I, you know, resigned, I started working again in 2015. Again, I qualified, you know, for another check, and this time we received the check in 2017. We received it in Dubai, but I'll tell you, no, 2015, 2016, I received it in South Africa, sorry. And in February of the 2016, I had an opportunity to sit with Elise and Enos, and I had an opportunity to be coached by them. They came to our managers convention in Drakensberg back in 2016. They started sharing their story with us. Everybody wanted a piece of them. I got to touch them. I got to speak to them. I was so excited because I've been looking at this couple since 2015, Singapore, Global Rally. I'm like, what? If they can do it, why can't I? You know, I have everything they have. And in Forever, they don't ask you, you know, how many qualifications do you have? Who do you know? Are you from which family do you come from? You know, who do you know at the top in the political space? They don't ask you all those questions. You just come in with your work ethic. You come in with, you know, your dreams, your hunger, and you just plug in and play. So I got to speak to them. I got to listen to them training us, you know, on close range. And I was like, what? I remember it was me and other leaders that we had started the business with at the time. It was three couples. And we actually had a sitting with them, and they told us and they spoke to us. And I made a decision that day in that managers convention that because there were GLTs, if I'm not mistaken, in 2016. 2015, 2016, there were GLTs. They will correct me if I'm wrong. And I wanted this GLT thing. I'm like, what? If it can give me so much money? I thought GLT was just about money. I wanted this GLT thing. And they told us. And remember, that year I had closed the year on, I think, 2,500 cc's. Yes, I was on 2,500 cc's in 2016. So when they started talking, I'm listening. No, I was actually 2,000. No, I was not 2,500. I was 2,500 in 2015, if I'm not mistaken. And in 2016, when they came, I was working towards going to the next level, the level that V is at right now, VIP, because I was on 2.5 by the end of 2015. It was about 3,700 cc's, but I felt under 2,500 qualifiers. So the following year, my plan was, because I've managed to do 3,700, do 5,000. When Enos came, the plans changed. Guys, I closed my year, and okay, I was going to close on 5,000. But in September, after they spoke to us in February, in September, I was already on 5,000 cc's. September. And I spoke to them in February. And we'd travel, I think we were in Scottsdale. We were in Scottsdale. I don't remember where Eagle Manager was at the time. Mexico. Was it in Mexico? I think we're in Mexico or Greece. I don't remember, guys, but they would say, they would know because they hear. Gabi, my sponsor, my late sponsor or mentor rather, she sat down with me. She said, "To, I know you can do this," because I was performing, guys, like crazy. She said, "I know you can do this," and she trusted me so much because she knew whatever she told me to do, I would do it. That's how much I needed this business to work for me, and I knew I was not doing it for anyone. I was doing it for myself. And all she had to do was give me a target, and I would do it. And for me, unfortunately, there were no incentives. Like today, our business partners are getting incentives left, right, and center. For them to do something, they must be promised something. You know, not that they ask for it, but this is how we are running a business these days. You know, for you, when you get to manager, I'm going to take you to this place. Now, sometimes it makes me feel like this person is probably pushing for me, not for themselves, because they're just chasing this incentive and not chasing forever incentive, because that's where the real money is, in the forever living incentives. I was lucky, actually. I was not unfortunate, because maybe if I'd received the incentive, I was going to be very dependent. I was going to be very spoiled. You know, I was going to do the business for the incentives that Gabi was going to give me and not look at the bigger picture. So she said, "You're sitting at 5,000. Like, yes?
There's a chat going on. When you said you kill people, I think some people did not understand that it was a lie.
No, I meant, I would say,
people are African.
No, I'm not that. I would lie and say someone passed away at home so that I can be off. That's what I meant when I say I kill people. Like I would lie and say my granny passed on so that I can go and attend a forever meeting or go on a forever trip. That's what I meant, guys. Not literally, because look at me, how gorgeous I look on the screen. Can I really kill someone?
I think people are thinking of those other ways of making money, you know?
That's
people are very African. When there's money involved. So yeah, guys, you know, stay in. It's not bad,
guys. Oh, it's actually it's supposed to be a sense of humor, but anyway. So I don't even know where I was now. What was I talking about?
I think we were talking about when you met Enos and Eliza. To become a GLT.
Yes, yeah. I was talking about in 2016 when we were at, I don't know if it's Mexico or Greece, and I was on 5,000 already by September, and my mentor says, you're going to do 7,500. I'm like, no, we only have 4 months left in the year. It was actually 3 months left in the year. She said, you're going to do it. And I was like, how? She said, I don't know, but I know you're going to close it. I'm like, okay. And from that night, because we were having dinner when she said that, I couldn't sleep trying to come up with ideas, strategies in my head. I was not enjoying the trip anymore. Got back home 3 months later. I did 3,400 cc's in 3 months, you know, because she believed that I can do it. She believed in me before I could believe in myself. And I said, Gabi said, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do it because I respect my mentor. I respected that lady so much, you know, and I just had to find her. She was not someone who would show you how to do it. Excuse me. She would tell you you're going to do it. And I just did it. I closed the year by the grace of God. I closed the year on 8,400, and that was my first year becoming a GLT. And that was just after Enos and Elise had spoken at our global rally the same year after they spoke. I closed this very same year as a GLT with 8,400 cc's. And life started really changing. I started experiencing the real deal of forever living products. And then I started growing from there and. But that's just the long and short of my story. Today, I'm 13 years in the business, have achieved so much in this business, I've made so much money in this business. Tonight, I'm not here to share my achievements, but I just wanted to take you through my journey of how I got to where I am. I started from the bottom like everybody else. I started from the humble beginnings like everybody else and worked my way up. I worked the system until I could get to, you know, where I am right now. So guys, from rock bottom and back to global leadership. In 2018, I started growing. Yeah, in 2017, I remember when we went to Dubai for the 13 check. Previous year in South Africa, I'd received 224,000, but in Dubai, that's where I received my first million and above. I came back home with 1.7 million rands. The very same check that I saw from Elise and Enos. I'm sure theirs was a bit more than that. But I achieved that check a year later after I saw them, after they spoke to us. Because I saw them in 2015. In 2016, I worked for the same check and I received it in 2017. You know? So 2018, my money went even more. You know, it went higher. I received 4.8 million in 2018. And that's where my business started going down. That's where people started becoming people. That's where my team members started thinking they are working for me. They started thinking they're doing the business for me. I don't know where this whole thing came from. The new company came. That company started taking people from my team. My top leaders were leaving. They were hoping to become Thobeka in the new companies. I don't know. Maybe that was the objective. You know, things started happening. And everybody else was, you know, worried about me, and I wasn't even worried about myself, you know, because I knew this had nothing to do with me. It had everything to do with the people that were doing it. But I really reached my rock bottom at that time, and having to reach that rock bottom, I still managed to become the very third diamond manager in 2018 during the storm. I pushed through the storm, and I became the third diamond manager in the SADC region. The first diamond manager in the SADC region, they became diamonds years ago. They've been in the business for over 23 years now. And when we joined, they were already many years into the business. And then Gabi, my sponsor, was the second diamond manager. A few months before she could pass, I became the same month when a month after she had passed, I closed my diamond manager in her memory as well, because she believed so much in me. She was a person that would say, if she goes to the next level, she would say, come with me, To. And I would fight and become what she is. So when she was a sapphire, I became a sapphire. When she was a diamond sapphire, she'd say, come, and I went. And when she went to diamond, she said, you're going to be a diamond. I said, yes, I'm going to be a diamond. And unfortunately, she couldn't celebrate me because she had passed on the month before. And I became a diamond in 2018 during that storm. Right. And after that, my business started going down, and I had to make a decision there, because for me, it was so easy for me to give up at that time, but I also had to remember what Forever had done for me, what Forever has done for my family. And also remember that there's so many people that believe in this Forever because of me. What about the people that I've brought into the business? If I give up, what then? Whose problem am I going to be if I decide to give up? I had to think of a lot of things, and I decided to press on. Not for me, because at some point it's no longer about the money that you are making. It's about the people that you've brought into the business that believe in you. It's about your kids that look at you and say, mommy is a hero because of Forever. It's about people that are waking up every single day, looking at your social media and still believe that they can do it because you have, even if they're not in the business. You get people that are inspired by you. You get people that are still believing in life because of you. I had to think of all those things. I'm like, no, I can't be that selfish, because if I had to say, because of what is happening, let me also hide him. I had to think of all those things, and right now, things are happening. I'm confused. I had to decide, block everything, block the noise on social media, and not hear or see anything. Even when people were bringing me these stories, I would say, please don't tell me, because I blocked these people and the noise that they are making intentionally, because I don't want to hear anything. If I had not blocked the noise, I wouldn't have become a diamond manager in 2018. Right, so I am a founder of the tech family and a leader of the tech family. I know most of my team members are here with us tonight. Now I'm a double diamond manager and Forever to Drive level 3, Soaring Eagle manager, and a global leadership team member. For the third time around, yes, third time GLT, because I became GLT in 2016, became GLT in 2017, and I served in 2018, and then I was out of GLT and only came back to GLT in 2025, hence I'm serving in 2026. And this is to say to you, your setback is not your ending, it's your rebuilding season. Many people can rise once. My business went down, and I had to make a decision to rise. But COVID came. Business went even further down. And that's why I was supposed to lose everything, lose myself, lose the business, lose hope, lose everything. But again, I started rising again. But, because true greatness is rising again after losing everything. And I lost my whole team, and I started rebuilding from scratch. Again, the momentum, yes. 2016, like I've already told you the story. I was GLT in 2016, served in 2017. And 2017, I was GLT, served in 2018. And in 2016, 2017, I was number 20 in the whole world of Forever with 8,400 cc's, massive momentum. And in 2017, when I became GLT to serve in 2018, I was number 4 out of 10 million distributors in the whole world of Forever. I became number 4 top performer of this business, of this amazing business. And I can safely say I owe this to Enos and Elise, because they inspired me, amongst everybody else that I was looking at, listening to, following, and they are amongst the people that really inspired me to push the way I push. And I closed my year on 11,600 cc's in end of 2017, and my business was exploding, and I was earning, like, you make millions every year, but you also make massive income on a monthly basis. Around the time I was earning 600,000, 700,000 a month, I would make 2 million in 2 months. 2 million in 4 months. I would make, 3 million in 6 months or 5 months. I was really making money when I moved from 8,400 cc's to 11,600 cc's. And the strong organization, I believed my organization was strong at the time, but success does not exempt us from the storm, because that's when the storm came. When I thought everything was amazing, everything was going well, God reminded me who He is. God reminded me that He is the one that gave this opportunity to me. And He wanted me to come to get closer, to Him. Because when we are winning, sometimes we forget that it's God. We think it's us. We forget that God put us where we are. God did. We think it's us. And He has a way of reminding us that, hey, come on, come back home. It's not you. You can never do that on your own. I did it for you, So after massive momentum, my business dropped drastically, like I said, from 11,000 cc's, level 3 forever chairman's bonus, to 2,200 cc's in 2023. They were slowly dropping. And in 2023, I dropped all the way to 2,200, and I had no debt in check whatsoever in 2023. And I was like, my word, this can really happen, and having no CB, you know how people judge you. She was doing well. I'm like, at that time, I didn't care anymore, because I know forever can humble everyone. I knew it will come for them too, and it did, So I was like, I'm not doing this for people. I'm doing this for my kids. I don't care what people say, And even though my business was down at the time, I was still earning over 100,000 because I was on gem bonus. So also that really helped me to become, a diamond manager, because of this other, income stream that you get when you're a gem manager. So I was earning over 100,000, sometimes 200,000, but my business was very low, And when I say to people, for me, when I had 100,000 in my bank account, I'm really broke. Right? Like right now, if I can earn 100,000, I'll be dead, like finished. I'll be really, really broke. And it doesn't make sense to people that I'm not part of forever. They think you are boasting, or you are being inconsiderate, or you I don't know. But it's just too good to be true. But for real, for me, 100,000 was like, I'm broke. That's my broke. At some point, not chairman's bonus qualification, that was in 2023, out of equal qualification for 5 years, only core requirements as an eagle. I was doing everything that was required for an eagle manager. I would even exceed the CCs, do over 2,000 CCs, over 3,000 CCs. Sometimes on the new CCs, I'm on 500. But I had no leaders qualifying under me. Hence, I was not getting the qualification and the trip for Eagle Manager. Did that demotivate me? No, it did not, because I knew exactly what Eagle was doing in my business. Guys, becoming an Eagle Manager makes you more money than just being an ordinary manager. An Eagle Manager earns 3 times more than a normal manager. So for me, doing my core requirements was not about the qualification. If I wanted to take myself to America, to Mexico, wherever, I could take myself with the money that I'm earning. So it was not about the trip. It was about the money that I was making while I was chasing Eagle, even if I did not qualify, because I had no qualifiers under me. Because as you move up the marketing plan, the qualification, the Eagle qualification changes. You have to take people with you. You can do everything that is required, but if you don't have qualifiers under you, you don't get the trip, you don't get the status. And honestly, it was painful, but I was enjoying the money still. But it was very painful, because I was somebody else's, role model. My team members believed in me. Your team wants to see you win so they can believe that they can do it. So for me, it was a thing of, I'm letting my team down. They believe so much in me, and yeah, I'm just letting everybody that believes in me. If I can't do it, how can I do it? That's the mentality. That's what you're saying to your team members. That's how they see it. Or if she can't do it, then who am I? Because she's a top performer. We've seen her doing it. We've seen her traveling. If she's failing, who am I? I can't do it. So when you want your team members to win, fam, you need to win first. You need to rank advance. You need to show them that it's possible. And don't point them to other leaders outside of you. You are the leader. They believe in you. They resonate with you. They catch your vision. You cannot be saying, you've seen leaders from forever. Did you see a leader so-and-so in South Africa? Did you see a leader so-and-so in Tanzania? No. They want to see you. You can bring 10 leaders that are winning in front of your team members. If you're not one of them, forget it. Because they believe in you, not people outside of you. So that was the most painful part for me. The emotional reality, people celebrated success. People celebrate success, but a few understand the rebuilding of success. I had to face disappointment, criticism, from inside the company and outside of the company, because within the company, it was believed that the people that brought a company that killed forever, it came from Thobeka's team. So the criticism was all over. I was exhausted internally. I was super exhausted. And that's when I discovered my greatness right in the valley. That's when I got closer to God, right in the valley. And that's how I used that period as my character building season, while I was right deep in the valley, when I could have just given up and walked away. And introspection, accountability. I was like, okay, now let's sit down, Thobeka. Let's sit down and see what went wrong, what happened here. Because everything has been busy, man. My life was so busy, my business was happening, and I never really had time to sit down and introspect and appraise myself and check what have I been doing wrong, what have I been doing right, what has been working, what has not been working, and then I realized that sometimes when things go wrong, we must stop blaming everybody else and look within. And that's what I did. Hence, I say for me, it became a character building season more than a season where I could say, my business is down, things are not going, hey, forever is not happening anymore, forever does not exist. I could have said all of those things, but I decided to look within because I knew forever had nothing wrong. There was nothing wrong with the opportunity. There's still nothing wrong with forever. It's the people that are in forever that make, create problems and challenges and whatever that we go through. But it's not the company itself. So I had to remind myself that it's not forever, it's the people. I wasn't going to go around and say, forever this, forever is hard, forever is down, forever was not done, forever still makes money. Forever is not a South African company. Sorry. Forever is a global company operating in 169 countries. How do I say forever is down? Forever is not down. I'm the one who's down, So I had to take accountability. I had to do an introspection. And I realized that some of the systems, missing in my business were because of how I was leading at the time. And that realization changed everything. You cannot fix what you don't acknowledge. I had to acknowledge my mistakes. I had to take accountability of everything that was going wrong. Even some of it was not me, but I had to take accountability for that, because for you to fix, you need to acknowledge that, yay, I've messed up here, So I had to take accountability so that I could fix what was wrong. And one of my biggest mistakes, guys, in the beginning of the business, I wanted to be the hero, the superwoman. I wanted everybody to love me. I wanted my team members to be spoiled and love me. Everyone, I was afraid of being talked about. I was afraid of being gossiped about. I was afraid of the way the team will look at me if I don't help them. I was afraid of many things. So I did all the presentations myself. And someone once said, if you want people to love you, you must stop doing network marketing. You must sell ice cream. If you want everyone to like you, you're not money. If you want everyone to love you, stop network marketing and sell ice cream. And that was in Sentin at Michelangelo, one of the top leaders in Forever, sat down with me. And he told me that, Thobeka, if you want to make everyone happy, then sell ice cream and leave this whole thing. And that made me think that, hey, I cannot please everyone. I cannot be loved by everyone. You know, so I did all the trainings myself. I carried everything myself. I became everything myself. I became my team's hero instead of building heroes in my team, not realizing that I'm killing these people. I'm not building them by doing everything for them. I'm killing them. And you have to get to a point where your team doesn't like you because you want the best for them, because you are pushing them, because when they see you. I had a discussion with one of my downlines this weekend when we drove, went to do a presentation in Lesotho. She said, you know, the minute you come into the group, Sister Thobeka, and you start lashing us out, I don't sleep. My thoughts are racing in my mind because I'm thinking, how can I make this right? How can, you know, and it's not that when we are, you know, allowing our business partners to do things for themselves, we are being selfish. It's because we want them to operate even in our absence, because we're not going to be on this earth forever. We don't want to die with your businesses. Because if I go 6 feet under, and I've been doing presentations for you, I've been doing this for you. If I go 6 feet under, your business is going 6 feet under with me, but mine is not, because mine will continue growing because I've built a foundation. But yours, it will go 6 feet under with me. You know, I was babying leaders instead of empowering them, and I was killing them to the core, over-incentivize them, you know, wanting them to work for incentives, because I felt like they're not as driven as I am. They don't see forever the way I see it. So for me to draw them closer to what I know, let me put incentives on the table. And I started over-incentivizing, and some team members treated incentives as entitlement, prizes to win instead of encouragement. It became a mess, guys. I realized that when you stop giving, you become an enemy. Because when I made a decision to stop giving, when I made a decision to stop doing things for people, that's when I became an enemy, and that's when a lot of people left my business. And I was proud with the fact that some of them left because I started choosing the right way of doing Forever Living product. Some of them left because they thought they were doing the business for me because of the things that I was doing for them. So when I stopped giving, I became an enemy to many people. The shift in leadership happened while I was doing introspection. I had to stop treating my leaders as incapable and allow them to lead with me. You know, I started leading with people, empowering my leaders, giving them platforms, allowing leaders to share ideas, involving them in team rebuilding. I realized people support what they help build, not what you are building. They help they support what they help build, what they are part of. And that's when my executive committee was born. Started putting structure into our team, and it was not my idea alone. You know, it was coming up with an executive committee. I came up with the idea because I liked it from another team, and I decided, let me introduce structure, but I also involved them into introducing the structure, because this is when I made a decision that, hey, Forever is mine. These people are not my employees. These people are my business partners, and I need to treat them as such. You know, I elected an executive committee to help put structures in place, and they are more qualified than me, most of them. And they've put structures in place, and some of these structures, it's things that I would never have done. They are treating our team as an organization, regardless of where our business is, whether it's up or middle or down. They are continuously showing up for the team, showing up for themselves, showing up for me, and we are just building an organization under the tree of Forever. This helped us to improve accountability, strengthen communication within the team, build systems, you know, and move together as a unit. Leadership became a shared responsibility, and that's when I started enjoying Forever again, because it felt like a business that it was supposed to be all along. And if I take it back a bit, I said to you, I built my business with hype. I was not lucky enough to have a mentor like me today. I never had a mentor who mentored me the way I mentor people today. During COVID, I made a decision to go on a very expensive course with Eric Warren, where I did not have money, guys. My business was down. but I took an over 200,000 rand a year course with Eric, pouring into myself, not doing it for myself, but doing it for the team that remained with me. The people that were still believing in me. I had to become a better leader for them. You know, and something had to change. For things to change, you need to change first. Something had to change. And for me, it didn't matter even if it costed me an arm and a leg, because for me to show up the way I show up today, it is because, or I'm shaped by the decisions I made during the COVID season when I decided to invest in GoPro, Accelerate back in 2021 and 2022. And these are my, or rather, this is my executive committee. They are all qualified in different industries, and they are all doing amazing in the forever living space. All of these people are six-figure income earners. Some are multiple six-figure income earners. They are doing amazing things for the team. They are doing amazing things for the business. They are doing amazing things for forever, because some of them also serve in the forever living SADC region. And I'm super, super blessed, you know, that God trusted me with them, and he actually chose them for me. You know, this was not my decision. God knew exactly who to put next to me so that things can go the way they are going right now. And I truly appreciate them. I know they're part of this meeting tonight. I just want to say to them, may God bless them, you know, abundantly. May their pockets never run dry. May God bless the works of their hands and bless them with the CCs that they want for 2026 and beyond, because they are doing an amazing job. We collectively introduced systems with them to rebuild effectively. We introduced systems and structures. We relaunched the team with the family culture. We changed the name of the team from Team Awesome to Team Awesome Global. And we then said, we are the Team Awesome Global family, hence the name tag family. We became one vision, one goal, one team. Everybody became part of the rebuilding journey. And leadership development, one of the biggest changes I made was focusing on leadership development, you know, working on the skills, giving them the tools, teaching them to do what I do and do it even better than me. Previously, I focused too much on my non-CCs. I was top manager in the SADC region for 5 years consecutively. Every success day, Thobeka, top manager, but none of my leaders were coming with me. I was always on that stage as a top manager in Johannesburg, always on that stage, but none of my leaders followed me. So I previously focused on me, because I had no mentor. You know, I was just doing what I was told to do because no one was telling me to do things differently. But I realized that the future of our business is equally in both non-manager CCs and leadership development. So I started focusing a bit more on leadership trainings, collaborations, mentorship, skills development, and empowering the leaders that still believed in me. And I had God brought an amazing leader in my team who is a pastor and a community leader. She's also a public health specialist in the business. She's now a Sapphire manager on her way to Diamond Sapphire. She's a multiple six-figure income earner, is qualified for Chairman's Bonus 3 times already in the 5. I think she's 5 years. She celebrated 5 years in the business this year, if I'm not mistaken. But God answered my prayer of many years when I had been praying like, God, you've given other people me. Can you give me someone like me and more for a change? Because I looked for myself in my team, but I couldn't find a person who you know, was as driven as I was, you know, people was as hungry as I was at the time. And the people that were coming up slowly, they're the ones that left the business and started killing my team. And they even killed my leaders that were slowly coming up as well, you know, leaders that were starting to win. What the other leaders did, it killed everybody's business. So I prayed. I said, God, can you give me Thobeka in my team? Like me. And he said, I'm not Thobeka. I'm going to get one of my disciples. And he brought Umamzulu into my business. And that's when the breakthrough prayer sessions were introduced. You know, sometimes we plan and God decides. He didn't give me Thobeka. He gave me something completely different that changed the game, that changed everything. And for the past 5 years, introduced this breakthrough prayer session, which is led by Coach Louis in our team. And she brought so many pastors into the tech family, and our team is dominated by pastors, by apostles, by people of God, and they've just changed the game, for all of us. And those who are willing to join together in prayer, they join us every Monday. We pray together, we move together, we build together. That unity has transformed our culture and strengthened our vision. And God always uses just one person to change things around, and we are all benefiting from that. And I can safely say that I'm leading the most peaceful team in the SADC region that I know personally, because I only lead that team. I am leading the most peaceful team, and I thank God for that, because previously it was never like that. Now, the rebuilding for me required humility. I had to come down and be a human. It required maturity. I had to grow in many areas of my life. It required patience. I had to wait on God. It required consistency. I had to show up even when I didn't feel like showing up. It required discipline. Discipline is very hard, guys. Emotional healing. That's when I started going to therapy sessions. I thought therapy sessions were for people who are abused. No, therapy sessions are for everyone who needs to heal their inner selves, from childhood to being teenagehood to adulthood, and I realized that I need the healing. Not just for the business side, but I just need healing as a human being. And if you are in this session and you thought, therapy sessions or therapy is for people that are going through hardships and hard times, no, you're wrong. It's not like that. We all need healing at some point, especially the Black community, guys. We need to heal from a lot of things. And sometimes we grow up with these things and we bleed on people that never, cut us because of the wounds that we did not heal from. Because I wanted to become a better leader to my team, I had to heal myself and start my healing journey. And that's what I'm still doing it even till this day. I think I will do the therapy sessions forever. I had to rebuild trust. I had to, bring in structure. I had to, rebuild the belief in the team, the culture, and myself. And 2024, the rise started to happen because of everything that I did, in the past 3-4 years of rebuilding myself, rebuilding my team, rebuilding the belief system, and the rise only came in 2024. From 2018, and somebody else would have just given up there and there. It's 2018, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 7 years later. It started to give. 2024, I qualified for the PEC 20. It was the second year of the PEC 20 being introduced into Forever, and I qualified. I had achieved over 5,200 CCs. 2026, I went back to GLT. 8 years later, I went back to GLT, and I closed my year last year at this amazing, beautiful, the most powerful team in my God did. Greatness really is for me. Greatness is getting up again after every fall, leading while healing, because that's what I'm doing. I am leading while healing. You don't need to wait until you are healed before you can actually lead. Sometimes we need to go through things and still think about other people. We still need to think for people, even while we are not in a good state or a good stage in our lives at that time. So you have to lead while healing, building while broken. I had to rebuild while I was broken because they had killed my business. Continuing when nobody else claps for you. And that was okay for me because I was not doing it for people. I was doing it for me and my kids. True greatness is rising after the valley, guys. Failure is inevitable. It will happen to all of us. If it hasn't visited you, you are going to experience it. And this is the truth. And at least you've got us to tell you that this is how we dealt with it. You have us to tell you that this is going to happen and this is how you're going to deal with it. How about me, who had to go through these challenges without being prepared, without any experience, without anyone holding my hand, not knowing what to do, confused, hurt, and because no one prepared me for such. You are lucky because we are here to tell the tale. We are here to say, yes, it will happen. But if you do 1, 2, 3, you will always come out victorious. You guys are so lucky. You are actually supposed to do better than us. We are supposed to come out with a triple diamond manager right here in this session, because I achieved double diamond, and the reason why I achieved double diamond is because I enjoyed all the pain, the different seasons that were coming with building a forever build, a network marketing business under the umbrella of Forever Living product. You know, so for you, it should be easy for you to just run and go to triple diamond. It should be easy for you to run and become a centurion manager, because you are being prepared. You have us to hold the ladder for you. You have us to hold the fire for you. We walk the journey for you so that you do not burn. You know, we know when there's fire there, we tell you not to go there because you're going to burn. I had no one who, you know, to tell me that don't go there because you're going to burn. Don't touch that because it's hot. No one told me that. You guys are so lucky. And our leaders, guys, the leaders that are leading us today, your leaders that are leading you today, you guys are so lucky to be led by such a bunch of trailblazers. Please, please, please consider yourselves blessed and listen to them. Everyone who is in this session and is led by someone, the person that is leading you is not leading you astray. They have your best interest at heart, because your win is their win. Your success is a direct reflection, you know, or their success rather is a direct reflection of your success, you know. But it is there to teach you, you know, failure is inevitable. It will teach you things that you didn't know about yourself. It will teach you things that you didn't know about yourself as a person, as a mom, as a sister, as a sibling, as a daughter, as a leader. It's very important to stay put, listen, and never get going when the going gets tough. I know this from experience, guys. Some of you are discouraged, tired, and all rebuilding at this moment. You know, I heard when we started the session, she said she's been where you are. So I believe that some of you are going through the valley right now. Most of you, we know what's happening around social media, and we cannot shy away from that. You know, a lot of companies posing as Forever because they see Forever is doing amazing things, and it's distracting people, confusing people, and it happens all the time. I've been through it. I got the t-shirt. It does not move me anymore. And you guys are lucky because I'm here to tell the story. You know, so some of you might be discouraged by the noise. You might be tired. Some of you are not even a year old in Forever. You're already tired. Some of you are a few months into the business. You're already talking about giving up. Guys, 13 years later, I'm still as excited as if I joined Forever yesterday. With everything that it comes with, the hardships, they are so worth it. Because, wow, my life has completely transformed. Your current season is not your final destination. It's a journey. It's part of building this type of business. You know, if I could rebuild, you can rebuild too. Forever is not going anywhere. Rest when you are tired. Don't quit. When we're tired, we go to the spa. When we're tired, we go overseas. When we're tired, I don't know, we travel. We travel business class, man. In Forever, guys, we rest differently. We don't rest like everybody else. When we're tired, I'm tired right now. I'm going to Bali on the 31st of August because I'm tired. I need to rest. We don't just sleep and say we are resting. So you guys are privileged to be in such an environment with such, you know, benefits and privileges. Because if you're a business owner, whether you're winning or not, you are privileged. The winning is on you. The losing is also on you. What you do after joining is entirely up to you. So whether you're winning right now or you're not winning, you are still privileged because you have the opportunity. So yeah, me and some of my leaders are going to rest in Bali because we are tired. We're going to come back and come back feeling fresh and close the year on high. We're trying our best to push through the challenges. So rest when you're tired, guys. Do whatever that you like. Go hiking. Take your family out. I don't know. Do something that makes you relax when you're tired, but never ever get to a point where you're saying you quit forever, because hey, you will come back to forever. Trust me. And you will cry because of the lost time that you lost while you were taking a break. And I was just saying this morning in our session with the team that the things that we don't do with our employers, why is it so easy for us to do it in our business? At work, they don't care how you feel, whether your heart is broken, you've lost someone, you are sick, you need to show up and do your duties because they are paying you an income. And if you're off work for 1 or 2 days, you make sure you come with the doctor's letter. But in your own business, you don't do that. It's so easy to say, I'm tired today, I'm not going to go out and sell, I'm not going to go out and speak to people because it's your business. How come you don't respect your business just like you respect your employer's business? Because this one is yours, it belongs to you. We show up at work, we show up tired, we show up earning peanuts, we still show up at work. But for a business, it's so easy to make excuses. It's so easy for you to, give up. It's so easy for you to start crying and believe that people will. Your excuses are unique. Nothing is unique because I'm either the son of forever, guys. The excuses that you have, the challenges that you have, we all have them. We all have them. Whatever that you're going through right now, we all went through it. So it's not unique to you. It's not special. You're not special by going through the hardships right now. How you decide to come out of that is what will separate you from the rest. But your challenges, trust me, they are not unique. We know all of them. Your challenges right now, someone went through them and came out victorious, and I'm one of those people. So don't nurse challenges and package them and nurture them and hug them and want people to feel sorry. People don't care, guys. People do not care about your excuses. Trust me, nobody cares about your even your business that you are running. It does not care about your excuses. Your goals that you have for your own life, they don't care about your excuses. They just want to be fulfilled. So we don't care. Just work on yourself. Sit on tables where people talk about winning, encouragement, and building and rebuilding. Don't sit on tables where people talking about how hard 4CC is, how Forever is doing this and this and that. Try and put yourself in an environment where people are being positive about life in general. So that, you can, they say you become the fifth person of the 4 people that you spend the most of your time with. So try and choose the right crowd, especially within the Forever business. 10 principles of rising again. Stay connected, guys, to the vision. Stay connected to Forever. Connect fully to the systems. Stay consistent. Stop recruiting. Keep recruiting. Build systems that people can easily follow. Develop leaders, people that will lead like you. Don't build followers, people that will only build a business when you are around. Build people that will lead even more than you. Protect your mind all the time. Go to therapy sessions. Get a therapist. I don't know, we've got medical aid, all of us, most of us. Use that medical aid because at the end of the year, your funds will be exhausted anyway. So go attend the therapy sessions. Go see a psychologist, whatever that you can do to heal yourself so that you can lead while you are healing. Don't be an emotional leader. You need to go to therapy so that you don't become an emotional leader, because if you're not gonna pay attention to the way you show up, the way you take in challenges, the way you deal with challenges, the way you address people, then there's going to be a problem within your team. And this requires a healing on its own. Don't be an emotional leader. Don't make emotional decisions. Don't make emotional, what's the word I'm looking for? Anyway, just don't be an emotional leader. Don't lead with emotions. Don't lead with emotions. I'm going to repeat this one more than 10 times because a lot of leaders are leading with emotions, and emotions kill the business. It's not about you. It's about the business. You are separate from the entity. You are not the business. Nothing is personal to you. It's the business. So you need to heal in order to understand that a business is a completely, independent entity from you. You cannot be an emotional leader. Rebuild with intentions. Where are you going? Why are you rebuilding? Don't just rebuild because everybody's saying I'm rebuilding. What are your goals? What are you chasing? Are you volume mapping your own goals? Where are you going? What do you want to achieve by the end of 2026? Because if you're not achieving, someone will. People will always achieve, guys. Right now, someone is saying the business is done. Someone is winning in the business because of the mindset. They decided that whatever that is happening right now, it has nothing to do with them. It's a decision that you make. And if you're not winning and you feel like your business is going down, it's a decision that you made, to feel like you are being affected when you are not. So decide to win, because you decide to take in the challenges that are not part of you. It's a decision. Everything is a decision. Everything is a decision. So while you're not winning, someone is winning. While you're not doing fastest, someone will do it. While you're not moving to manager, like V opened, she said, you must all type in the chat box that you want to be managers and say when. While we are just typing it because everybody's typing, someone will actually close manager. Someone will actually do it. So trust me, whether you do it or not, someone will always do it. Never stop believing. And focus on the business that pays you. Forget people's businesses. Forget uplines businesses. Forget sidelines. Your business is from your head going down. Your business is you and the people that you've brought into the business. Forget what's happening in V's team. Forget what's happening in Inos's team. It has nothing to do with you. It does not pay you. Your money does not come from wanting to know what happens in Wilbert's team. You want to know what Wilbert is doing. Why is he going to South Africa all the time? It has nothing to do with you. It's none of your business. And also focus on the business that pays you, and you'll see how much money you're going to make. Final encouragement: your setback did not destroy you. It trained you. So in your case, your setback will not destroy you. It's your character building season. Your rebuilding season will become somebody else's survival guide, like today. I'm sharing this with you because this has become somebody else's survival guide. My story is someone's survival guide, and you need to build your story too. The comeback is always greater than the setback, guys. Trust me. I wish I could put a video that they took of me when I was receiving my check on stage in May this year. When I thought everything was finished with me, when I thought my business was done, it will never go up. Forever came back, and the money that I received this year, it's money that I didn't think I'll ever receive anytime soon from Forever. It was a lot, unexpected. I'm living proof of the fact that the comeback is always greater than the setback, guys. This is a mindset business more than anything. Like, you take yourself, your body to gym, you must also take your mindset to gym, because this is a business mindset. A mindset business more than anything. Guys, I'm tired now. I can't even concentrate. I'm still rising to greatness. You can watch me rise or rise with me. When am I going to get there? I don't know. But all I know is that I'm rising to greatness. So you decide what you want to do. Do you want to watch me rise alone? When I rise in the next 5-10 years, do you want to watch me and say, she did say in 2026, August 17, that she was rising, and it's 2029 or 2030 and she's risen? Do you want to watch me, or you want to rise with me? So guys, this business is amazing. And the reason why I'm saying, do you want to rise with me, is because I'm the only double diamond in this meeting. So I have a right to say, rise with me. I'm joking. Guys, you can watch me, or you can win with me. You can watch your leaders win, or you can win with them. It's entirely up to you. Let's go Forever, guys. Forever is an amazing business. Forever can completely transform your life if you give it an opportunity to do that. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for having me. And may you guys close your 2026 on high. V, thank you so much for the opportunity. May God bless you.
Wow, that was really powerful, guys. It was a handful of messages, a message after message after message, and I believe you've been taking all of this in. I do believe that you've been taking all of this in, and I'm saying thank you so much. double diamond. You have the right to say that, and we are definitely rising with you. I'm going to go out with one statement she said just now. From everything she said, which is all very amazing, and she concluded by saying, someone will always do it. And because of that, I added, decide that person is you. Guys, from how she started, how she, she made it in the business to where, she fell, like literally, in the deep into rising again. If Thobeka could do it, everybody could do it. Everyone can do it. And I believe that we've been inspired. I believe that we've been challenged. I believe that, this session has been able to really awaken something in you, the destiny to say, you know what, I'm going to do it. That person is going to be me. I'm going to close this on a high note. And so thank you so much. And unfortunately, because of time, I won't be able to go through the training or the business part of that, not the business presentation, like just that conclusion for the guests. But if you're a guest tonight, I'm going to ask you to go back to the person that invited you in this meeting and tell them, you know what, please share with me how I can be able to be part of this meeting, part of this business, part of this business, and you will not be making a mistake. So today we had Thobeka. She has been mentioning a lot of Enos and Elizabeth. Now, on Friday, we're going to have Enos. And so, if she was inspired by Enos, then you want to be part of the next session as well. So, Thobeka, thank you so very much. And I'm just going to conclude by saying, guys, from everything that you have heard tonight, do not steal from your future. No matter how you're feeling right now, no matter how your business is right now, no matter what, just know that the future is so, so bright. In fact, what option do we have? Guys, what option do we have? The only thing that we have right now is forever, of course. And I know that you're winning this August. And so please put your hands together for yourself, because you're going to put everything that you learned tonight, every inspirational word that you heard tonight, the story itself, you're going to put it into work, and you're going to commit, because today was more of mindset of, telling you that, you need to be resilient in your business. And so you know what you need to do to sell. You know what you need to be able to, you need for you to be able to recruit. You know what you need to do. And so congratulate yourself, because I know you're winning this August. We made a commitment to say, this August is going to be one of the best months of the year. And so go sit down today before you sleep. Don't just close and go, and in fact, don't just leave yet. 2 more minutes and we're done. Don't leave yet, but before you sleep tonight, make a commitment to say, I'm going to dream again. I'm going to write my volume map. I'm going to recreate my goals, because by now you know that all that is possible. And so before end of this month, I love this statement, before end of this month, God is going to do something big for you. So if you believe, we already are challenged enough. You can't go to sleep just yet. You just need to go and put in, put some sort of, a work plan, put some sort of roadmap. What am I going to do tomorrow? How many people am I going to call tomorrow? How many customers am I going to check on tomorrow? And personally, for this year and last year, what has been really helping us in the business is the product campaigns. What are you going to be starting using and committing and being loud? Less on social media and the people that know you. When it comes to products, we actually building from the product side. So I know that before the end of this year, guys, God is going to do something amazing for you. And my sponsors, they said, success is intentional and deliberate. And so what we need to do is we need to choose some new habits. But for that to happen, we need to replace some bad habits. But for that to happen, we need to be able to develop some new habits. I've got 2 things that I usually share when I want to rebuild my business, as what Thobeka has just shared with us. 2 things. For me, I do more personal development, and I rewrite my list. And I actually just did. Rewrite your list. So become the best version of yourself. And I know what has been able to just sum up what our leader Thobeka just shared with us. I'll tell you, she does a lot of personal development. We do a lot of personal development. Every person that, because, the value of your check will not exceed what you know. So you need to learn. But I'll tell you tonight that personal development is not just going to help you, learn the skills. It's going to help you go through the challenges in an easy way. So imagine moving from 11,600 to 2,000. case credits. How do you stay in the business if you're not, having that, personal development in you? So the challenges you're going through right now, the only way for you to stay in them and embrace them and know that they're part of your journey is if you're going to do a lot of personal development. And these trainings are part of it. Now, this month, it's amazing. Guess who I'm going to have next month? One that I know for sure. Guys, it's amazing. But I'll tell you, I'll announce to you, I know some of you know already. Next month, we're going to have Jane Leach here. I've personally texted her and she said next month, mid-month, she's going to be here. So I will tell you guys, as your leaders, we are doing everything we can to make sure that you're getting what you need for your business. And part of that is personal development. But you don't want to just be attending these meetings. You want to make sure that you are actually winning in this business. We usually say this statement for the guests. The same God that gave you the business idea will give the clients. Now I'm telling you the same as the forever business owner. You are brought into this meeting. You are inspired right now. You understand? We speak about praying, and you need to pray. Give God the platform to go and work on your business as you're putting in the work. So work, and then God is going to do the rest. And so you're going to get those clients. You're going to do those 4 CCs, without a hassle. You're going to get those people to join your business. You're going to build and rebuild your business. And so say amen as we're going to go and do what we need to do. So thank you all very much for staying up until now. But thank you very much for going and do the work. Not even thank you. I mean, that's for you, basically. But congratulations, because I know you're going to be choosing to be that person that is going to put in the work. So thank you so much, everyone. Thank you for the guests that are here. Go to the person that invited you in this meeting. But also to our coach, Thobeka, we really appreciate for pouring your heart out to us. And I promise you that we are closing this month of August on a high, and we are closing this year on a very high. Bye-bye, everybody. Actually,
wait, please, I'm still reading comments. Don't end the session.
Oh, no, I wasn't going to end. I usually don't end.
Oh.
Let me just...
Recording stopped.
I'm looking at the people that thought I killed people.
I did not want even to reply to that because